The new Fishcoin game is a global, interactive, real-time fishing mobile application by which two players can play against each other anywhere in the world. They play for fish coins to move up the leaderboard in their region to be able to win some prizes. Let's take a look. Whenever you go fishing, all you do is open up the Fishcoin app. Make sure you have enough fish coins in your Fishcoin wallet. If not, you can choose from any of the Fishcoin packages. Once you've done this, you can click on Active Maps and search for any active players anywhere in the world. You can click on them to see their profile and stats. From here, you can send them a game request. Now all you need to do is set up the game. Choose how many fish coins you want to play for, then send request. This will notify the player with a sound, and that player can choose to accept or decline the game request. The player accepted, and now you have a 1 hour fishing competition between each other for the Fishcoin prize pot. When you catch a fish, take a picture of that fish, and this will give you a fish score in Fishcoin and a bonus for small, medium or large. The opponent will get a notification whenever a fish has been caught. All fish caught during the game are scored accordingly. The last 10 minutes of the game, all fish scores are worth double fish coins. At the end of the game, the player with the most fish coin score wins the prize pot. And can share it on any social media platform. Welcome to the new Fishcoin game.
So I got to try and get that one.
G'day guys, welcome back to Fly Fish Live. And now we're into our first semi-final, and it's down to Tom Jarman from Australia up against Ollie Bassett from New Zealand. Absolute cracker of a match lined up today. We want to mention our sponsors today. We have Meander Fly Co. who's sponsoring today, and for all the viewers out there, they've put on a special discount. So they put a delicious 15% discount for any viewers out there until the end of January. And all you need to do is type in on checkout, type in FFL 15. Enter it in the checkout. You'll see it in the scroll bar below. So if you're looking for some great gear, there's some gear there used by some of the top anglers around the world. Check it out. And also they're going to be placing a order with Sandro in the next few weeks, over the next few weeks. And any pre-orders, the guys from Meander Fly Co are actually going to throw in the 15% discount as well. So jump on their catalog. We'll put it in the description below, and jump on the catalog, check it out, and
this is going to be.
All right. So basically, Sector 1, this is what has happened so far. We've got Ollie came up against Luke, and then for a little bit of unforeseen reason, this was going to be Ollie's first match. So Tom might be a bit of an advantage here. Tom came up against Lewis Jazik. He beat Louis just on it was on a countback actually. Ended up with 2 each. So, and then we had on the other side we had Erhan and Lewis. Lewis, unfortunately, had and Florence through, which is coming up on the weekend as well. So this is what's happened so far, which has come through to what we're up to right now. Now this is going for the win is going for the grand final tickets to Ireland. So whoever wins this game will win a ticket to Ireland to the world final, and also the same on the weekend. So let's get straight into it. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel or our socials, make sure up in the top corner there, make sure you do it now and hit that notification bell. All right, let's move over to Ollie. Ollie, mate, how are you, buddy?
Oh, yeah, pretty good. On the Oraka stream by T-Rail. I was hoping to fish it elsewhere, but we got to the spot, did a bit of pre-fishing in a different area, and it was amazing, really good fishing. And then we got back to the car to sort out our cams and things, and the service just went. I've been there probably 10 times, and that's never happened to me. So we went on a bit of a service chase, and we've found the spot, so it's going to have to do, and it looks really good, so we'll see how it goes. Pretty hopeful.
Nice. What are you using? Can you give us what are you going to be using today?
I'm just going to be Euro nymphing. There's no fish rising, so I'll just be nymphing with 2 nymphs. I think I've got a heron partridge with a pink rib on the point, with a pink bead, and on the top dropper, I think I've got a tag fly, but I can't remember. And I'm fishing, just Euro nymphing.
Cool. All right, mate. We'll get this game underway straight away. We'll let you go off and get ready. Go and get in position. Make sure, remember, you got to start on the bank. Can't start in the water. You got to start on the bank.
Going in the water. Yell out real loud.
All right, let's move over to Tom. Tom, buddy, how are you, mate?
Hey, good, Josh. How are you?
Good, man. How's conditions there? Where are you fishing today?
I'm down here with Lube and Pfeiffer. We're on the Taina River, so we're kind of in a gorgy bit under some willows.
You look like you got a bit of a few obstacles there, mate.
Yeah.
What will you be using today? Can you give us your secrets? What you got out?
I don't know. I haven't fished this spot, but Leuven assures me I will catch them, so it's all on him. But I'm essentially going to fish nymph under dry. Up through a lot of it, there's been a few fish rising. Oh, there was one. So yeah, we'll just kind of see how it goes. I don't really want them to catch. I don't want to catch them on the dry, but there's going to be a lot of like spots under the willows where I can't lead my flies and have good contact. So I'm going to have to rely on the dry for that, and then I can lift it off the water elsewhere. So we'll see what happens.
Nice, mate. Awesome. Well, we're going to get straight into this game. So we'll let you go off and get ready, and we'll head over to our guest today, Corey Scott from New Zealand. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks, Josh, and thanks for having me along once again.
Yeah, it's great to get you back on the show. Everyone's favourite Kiwi over there. Now, looking at these,
another favourite Kiwi after today.
looking at these waters, mate. Now, who are you got a favourite for this one? Have you fished both these areas?
Yeah, I've fished where Ollie is extensively. I've done a lot of training there over the years. There's a lot of population of smaller fish, so it's quite good to just hone in your technique. The river where Tom is, I've only fished a section that's more pockety water, big boulders, and looks nothing like where he's at. Obviously, he's chosen this for a reason. The bugs are obviously coming off the trees, fish are rising. It could be slightly cooler. Just interested how he's going to be able to pick through there fast enough to keep up with Ollie. But he's a very good fisherman, is Tom.
It looks like it could be a close one on our hands here. All right, so we'll head over to the competitors. Are you guys ready?
I am now.
Yeah, you ready, Ollie?
They're
No,
ready,
not
are
yet.
they?
Okay.
Not yet?
Yeah, Ollie's ready.
Ollie's ready. So this spot here, Corey, does this hold a lot of fish usually?
It can do in sections. So if you can find the stretches or pockets that have got fish, there's usually multiple fish sometimes up to 20 fish in a very short area. Then you can come across the next, say, 200 or 300 meters, and it can be barren. So they do school up, and if you can lock onto one of those spots, you're going to get some numbers.
Would you think mostly rainbows where Ollie's fishing, or?
100% rainbows. There's a waterfall just downstream, and the browns can't get upstream of that.
Yeah. How about you over there, Lubin? Are they mainly brown fish over there?
There's only brown trout in this river.
Yep.
So no rainbows, but good population of fish. So, and lots of small fish, some big ones as well, but lots of sort of 15 to 30 centimeter browns.
What sort of size we're looking at? Like 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters?
Yeah, generally about that. In this particular stretch, I'd say mainly 20 to 30, 35s.
Yep. What would you be doing here, Corey, in Tom's position? Would you be just moving as fast as you could around all these twigs, or?
Tom's got one.
Tom's on.
Tom's on.
Okay.
Fish for Tom.
What you've got here is Tom is one of the classiest anglers Australia's ever produced, and Lubin's the form man right now. So these two know what they're doing. They didn't just stumble on the spot. So you got to take that into account.
We've got a lot of comments coming through for Go Ollie. Now I put a little poll up earlier on a couple of platforms, and about 80% of them came down to they reckon the Aussies are going to win this one. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, the Aussies never show their cards. Ollie's been sort of talking the fish numbers up for quite a while now, whereas these boys have said nothing, so it's the unknown.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they saw plenty of fish rising while they were getting ready, so there are fish in there.
Tom's just changing flies. You're doing depth, Tom? Yeah, going slightly deeper.
Bit deeper. Now, Lubin, is that river like that all the way, or is it just this little section?
There's patches of it all the way through, but the tie-in is quite unique because there's probably 4 different sectors of this river. There's like the gorgy bit, which Corey probably has fished. The lower section's quite open, and you've sort of got more classic runs and pulls. The gorge is that real pockety water. Up here's quite an overgrown stretch, and then as you head up the top, it's like a smaller version of the lower end. So, it's amazing with this river how much it changes from sector to sector.
If we can we head to Ollie's head cam there. We can head over to Ollie's head cam. This part of the river, Corey, would you be fishing the edges? Where would you mainly be aiming?
The fish in these particular spring creeks like to sit on little edges of drop-offs and little sandy lips. So they won't just be out in the open, they'll be by some structure. So you do have to meticulously pick your way along the edge, and if there's a bit of a stick up in the Ollie there. So there'll be fishing behind that. Ollie's just got to slow down a little bit and cover the water. He's got to fish early, and he's just got to go through his processes.
They'll be in there.
Corey?
They'll be in there.
Let's switch over to Tom's head cam. We'll head over to Tom's head cam and see what he's looking at.
Slow down.
Looks like he's a little deep pool there where he's at, up to waist deep. How tricky is it to cast in stuff like that?
Very tricky, but Tom's just using nice low rod angle, the odd sort of water cast, and that's it. I think the advantage of using nymph under dry is that, you don't have to have that super good contact because, you can watch the dry and see the eat that way.
Yeah.
But
it's different perceiving that river earlier when you were getting ready, Lubin, and it looked really deep, but now he's in there.
Yeah, it's not, waist deep's probably quite deep for this particular stretch.
Is that a fish on, Ollie?
Ollie's on.
Oh, no.
Missed it. How critical are these drop fish, Corey, in a game like this where with time?
Every decision in a competitive match in fly fishing is critical, right down from the rigs you use. Like I asked the boys in Australia what dry fly Tom was using, simply because if they start to take that dry, the time involved in reviving the dry, cleaning it, getting it ready to float again, there's time where Ollie could pick up a fish just nymphing in the meantime. So these are all things you need to think of, but if that's the only way you can catch the fish, obviously you have to run with that technique.
Tom's got a fish.
Tom's got a fish.
Looks like a good fish.
One heading into the rocks. And that was nice to make that change. Took the dry off and just used that same nymph, but just drifted it down without the dry. And I think it was second drift through there. He got a fish. It's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, nice. So he would have already covered that fish, Lubin.
Nice fish.
Yeah, he actually put the nymph under dry there a couple of times or a few times, and then took the dry off and went a bit deeper, and there was one straight away.
So obviously if we're indicator fishing or dry nymph, we're dead drifting, and if you can eliminate that dead drift and sometimes give your nymphs a little bit of movement, it's enough to activate the fish to eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some decent fish in that Diana River, I've been told. I haven't fished it much myself.
I got one about 17 pound a couple of years ago in this river.
There you go. Tom will have some fun on something like that in those trees.
Yeah, no, I don't think we want one of those.
So what's Tom running there? The 10-foot 2-weight?
Yep, you got a 10-foot 2-weight.
Ollie, shall I follow you down or shall I go up the top?
That was weird. We were talking about how the fish move around in this river, and that particular pocket Tom just fished, that was loaded 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Yep.
And there's only a couple in there.
With the trouts, do they usually, Corey, with trout, do they usually sort of sit and hold in the one area, or do they like to?
Shall I follow you, Ollie?
Get up and about?
Not
Well,
sure.
here in New Zealand, brown trout are territorial. They're residents. They don't really move too much. They might only move 5 or 6 meters in their life. If the flows are up, they might be off to the edge. If the flows are low, they might be over a rock just over here.
Tom's on again.
Tom's on.
Sounds like in Tasmania they move around a bit. Could be because they are juvenile fish as well.
Fish for Tom. Yep. Gone. We've got 50 minutes to go.
50 minutes to go, Tom.
50 minutes, Ollie.
Score
50.
is 3-1.
3.
And as we've seen in previous games, Corey, like
Tom just missed one.
He just missed one. You can be like 4 or 5 fish down, and then it'll just turn around just like that within 5 minutes.
Especially in this format, Josh, not having to wade the river and measure your fish, you can go cast after cast, 5 casts, 5 fish if you hit the right pocket.
Yeah. Noah's jumped on. He's gone Team Ollie. Kane Clare, Team Ollie. Team Jarman, Nick Jarman's jumped on there. I'll tell you what, there's a few comments coming through for Ollie.
Tom's on again.
Tom's on.
Another fish.
Say again, Ollie.
Fish.
Ollie. Okay.
So let this be a lesson to the viewers out there before any mothers put their hand up to come and film their kids. Oh, good old Leanne. What a champion. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Oh, he's got one. No, he hasn't. He's
Ollie.
got the bank.
You got the bank.
No, he's got these prickles
Or
and
he's just
stuff.
catching another one.
Tom's on.
So it looks like those fish have moved up out of that hole into the head there, Lubin.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely just here was
Fish
the hot
on.
spot the other day, and now now we've moved up into it's just slightly shallower this bit, and there's seems to be a fair few fish in there.
This type of format, Corey, would you in your mind would you target rainbows before browns or?
Well, Tom's proving otherwise so far. I would definitely target rainbows. Yeah, they tend to school up more. In New Zealand, browns are more territorial. Our browns are a lot more spooky than our.
I can't. Okay. Why? How deep is it? Ollie? What do I have to?
But Mum could be swimming here.
Well,
Yeah,
I only have to follow him or go up and around.
Go up and around.
Yeah, go up
Is
around.
that all right?
Go over the
Yep.
rope.
That's fine. We've got his head cam.
But you can see him all right, can't you? Okay. Oh. I'm already up to mid-tide.
Tom's got another one.
Tom's on again.
Oh no, stick fish.
Stick fish. We all love a stick fish.
Is that a little bit of a side branch there, Lubin? Is it just coming from a different direction or is it coming around that log?
Yeah, so the main current's on the other side, and then there's actually a nice chute coming up, probably 20 metres up the beat.
So this type of fishing Tom's doing here is actually technically really, really difficult. He's having to keep his cast slow. He's going to have to get in contact immediately. He's going to have to draw his nymphs. Any strike that he does has to be a strip strike. Otherwise, any missed strike will be in the trees and he could spend 2-3 minutes re-rigging.
Yeah.
So it's good work.
What sort of rig would you be using going through here? What sort of rod, line, tippet would you personally in something like Tom's going? What would you set up to walk through something like that?
Well, he's running the 10-foot 2-weight. Comes down to what you're comfortable with and what you're confident in as well. He's possibly don't know how tippet shy there.
Yeah.
He may be having to run fine tippet, so he's going to want his 2-weight.
Yeah.
Fish
for Tom.
With these Euro design rods, just with the flick of a wrist, you can lay line out. Whereas with a softer action, say if you were to get an 8'6" dry fly rod, you're going to have to give it a bit more action. And with all that canopy of trees, it becomes a different ball game. So just using the fast action Euro nymphing rod with that little soft tip is probably perfect for shooting.
Yeah. Another fish on.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. Looks like Ollie's gone for a bit of a run. Do you think is he heading up the other way by the looks of it?
There is a long run above the bridge that's probably about 80 meters long, and it's actually really good. I'm surprised he didn't start there because he could have flowed through it.
Is
So
that
45 minutes to go, Tom?
Yeah, does that look like where he's heading now,
7?
Corey?
I think. How many's Tom caught? 7?
Tom is on 7. Yep.
Yep.
All right, we've got a question here from Matthew. Are you allowed to have an extra rod ready to fish if you break off on the trees? Yes, you are, mate. You can have another rod there. Matthew's over there in BC, Canada.
In a situation like what Tom's facing here, he's not going to be able to carry a secondary rod with all that overgrowth. So his rod's probably well back. So sometimes once he moves up further, if he has a bust off rather than grabbing the rod, he's going to re-rig.
Is that a fish for Ollie?
Yeah. Oh, Tom just missed one.
Yep. Oh, fish for Ollie.
Yep.
Yep. Tom just missed one.
So this run that Ollie's in now could actually produce a lot of fish. He's just got to find those little pockets in the sandy seams. There's like a spring grass in here. They love to sit behind the grass. He finds those clumps. He could be 2 or 3.
Yeah, not too fast, but, he's probably... Yeah, I think so. Yeah, right. It's a good little slate piece of water there.
Mum's still trying to
Mum's
get down
still-
to him.
Well, I'm just funny. I might just have to go in the river, I think, and just walk up and get wet. But there's a deep part.
We've actually
Fish for Tom.
fish for Tom.
Oh, in and out of the net. Oh, he's got it.
He's got it now.
Looked like as he went to net it, his rod stopped on the tree.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It's actually got a beautiful chute coming up left-hand side, but then that real soft water on the right-hand side, which typically you'd find our browns over here.
Yeah, I think Ollie's head cam's frozen.
Okay, well, I'm going in.
Looks like Tom's head cam's frozen too. That's what you're looking for there, where the water's actually flowing, where Tom is there.
Yeah, sort of on the slacker sides of it though. So we don't generally find heaps of fish in the heavier water, unless the river's quite low and they're looking for that oxygenated sort of water. But at this time of year, this year the water's actually quite cold, so you tend to find more fish on those slacker edges. So you can see, sort of left that middle current, and then tried that pocket on the other side, which is where I'd expect the fish to be sitting.
Yeah.
That one that he missed just over this other side was all slacker edge there.
Do they like to sit in those little coves there, Lubin?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Tom just saw one rise or flash in there, which he's moved over to.
Quite often when you're fishing a river like this, you can pound right through that whole run, and unless you got your flies an inch off the bank, you won't touch a fish. You get your flies an inch off the bank, you can pick up a couple.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're a bit unsure what's happening with Ollie. Looks like the head cams are back now, which is good.
So,
Oh yeah, we've got whereabouts is this? We've got Tom's fishing in Tasmania, Australia, and we have Ollie over there in New Zealand.
net.
Fishing the net for Tom. And I'm over here in Finland, and Corey's over there in New Zealand as well.
Another fish on for Tom.
Another fish on for Tom.
Oh, yeah. Trying
Just-
to, yeah, like we say, trying to just keep the rod out of the trees when you're landing the fish is the difficult bit.
How are we doing over there with Ollie, Mum?
Well, I haven't found them yet. I'm still struggling up the river. But because there's a big power station, a thing here that I was all like fenced off, so I couldn't go up that way. I'm not quite sure.
Kane Clare, Mrs. Bassett is the real MVP here.
Tom's on again.
Tom's on again.
That's a better fish.
You switch to Tom's head cam, maybe.
That view, though, perfect example of what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. You'd have to play him quite carefully in amongst all that, wouldn't you, Corey? Or
Yeah, well, you can't change rod angles a hell of a lot. Sometimes you get stuck and there's two branches and your rod's up there and you just have to sit and try and back away and let the fish do its thing. But if it comes towards you, it takes contact off.
Yep. Nice fish.
I don't know how Ollie got across that.
Yeah. Interesting, we just had our state comp and we had some really tough beats, and these beats didn't actually get used, and we're questioning why they didn't, because the fishing is just so good under the trees.
I didn't catch it.
I think Tom got 5 fish for 1 2-hour session, so shows you how much difference there is.
All right, so we've got 36 minutes to go.
Yeah.
36 minutes, Tom. How many's Tom got? Is it 11 now?
Tom's on 11.
Yeah. 11.
Leanne, I think you might have gone too far upstream. Ollie's head cam is still showing the bridge in his view.
Oh, true? Oh, he won't be very happy with me then, will he? I've probably gone and scared all the fish away now too. Oh dear. So he's still got the bridge, okay. I thought I heard you say he'd gone for a run, so I thought, okay, he's running up the river, so I need to chase him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it only takes 5 casts. Well, only takes, you can nearly pull a fish a cast, can't you? Another fish for Tom. Tom's powering through at the minute.
Another one in the net.
Another one in the net for Tom.
He's got the willow as well, but yeah.
They usually fight quite hard, those willows.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it just stays so much cooler when you have the shade, and there's just so much insect life associated with the willows. The browns just absolutely love it in here.
So do you get willow grub in Tasmania?
Yep.
And are they out now? Are there blisters on the leaves already?
Yeah, there is. Yep. And there's a ton of mayfly, and we get quite a few snowflake caddis in this river.
The fish for Ollie.
I've just found him too.
Yeah,
he's under
fish for Ollie in the net.
Behind that tree. Yeah. I'm up here, love. I know, they saw that on your head cam. A few more than
Tom's
you.
on 12.
Tom's on 12. 12. Yep.
We've got 34 minutes to go.
Got 34 minutes.
This situation,
34
Corey,
minutes, Tom.
would you want to know how many Tom's got?
No, I don't ever like knowing what anyone's got. No.
You just go for it and just get as many as you can.
Yeah, having something like that in your head just puts pressure that you didn't need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With on hot days, Corey, with like what Tom's doing, it must be. Is it best to find the shaded spots
Big
on
one,
really hot
Tom.
days?
Well, Lubin has mentioned Tom's onto a big one by the look of it.
So we can so we can go to Tom's head cam.
As I came up and ate the dry.
Giving him a bit of flex.
That's a better fish. Very nice.
Better fish. Nice one.
Damn.
So as you were asking, Lubin's already alluded to the fact that the water's quite cold there. So I don't think the fish are under the trees because of a temperature issue. They're under the trees for a feed issue.
Feed,
They
yep.
know the feed's there.
He's got 30 minutes.
Yeah, there's 32 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Yeah. And then you got that really nice open bit too.
I didn't want them to eat the dry because it's too much management.
Yeah, we talked about that just before, Tom.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, I'll come closer. Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, we mentioned that if they took the dry, you're looking at probably 2 or 3 minutes of reviving that fly before you're really back in there. So
Yeah.
run us through that quickly without using up too much.
If you are using, no, that's fine. You want to get yourself some of that stuff. So powdered
Iron
floated.
dry.
Once the fish eats it, wash it in the water. Then you want to dry it with a chamois, cotton t-shirt, toilet paper, anything that absorbs water. Then add your powdered floating on it, and he's good to go again.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay.
So for any of the viewers out there, CDC is a wonderful medium to use. It's really good for the dry flies. It sits really naturally. It sits through the water naturally. Floats very well. Doesn't slap on the water, say like an elk hair or any other products like that. But it's also a lot harder to manage. You run an elk hair caddis, you put a bit of floating on it and use it all day. Wash it in the water. But the CDCs need to be managed every catch.
Oh.
Yeah.
And having your technique down like Tom had. He had a patch, he dried it, he blew it off, he dried it again, and then he put the powder, which is like a desiccant powder.
With Ollie's changing flies.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in the river to go down to him just because I'm upstream of him. So hopefully you can see his head cam. He's just around that tree, but
Yep.
I think he's going to come up this way.
Is this that spot you were talking about, Corey? That
Now, if the bridge is that close in the background there, it looks like the bridge isn't far enough upstream yet.
Yep. Maybe
There's a lot of trees. There's a lot of trees falling in the river. I don't know how. It's quite hard getting up as well.
We're 30 minutes to go. We're halfway.
Ollie, you got 30 minutes, love.
Dry.
Tom's on.
Nicely done. I don't think you
Flip
wanted
catch.
that one to eat the dry.
Now you guys had a bit of rain over there in New Zealand, didn't you, over the last
Yeah.
day or two?
Never mind.
Not where I live, mate. We're screaming out for rain.
Forest
Yeah.
is
Not the lowest
going
it's
further
ever
up.
been. So obviously, you got the North Island of New Zealand. I live on the North Island. It's quite a long, skinny island with mountain ranges up the middle. And if the rain comes from the west, it never comes over to the east,
Over there.
and vice versa. But
Oh, Ollie's got a fish on.
Ollie's got a fish on.
Yep.
Fish in the net.
Little one.
So Ollie, even though he's behind on the scoreboard, I haven't seen him get to any water that I would really spend a lot of time on yet. If he found that water, he could just pick the numbers up and he could come in chasing down the home straight.
Yep.
And saying that, Tom looks like he's in a nice piece of pockety water there, and those pockety bits of the browns, they just love to. You can be a brown every 6 inches, one here, one there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will the same brown take the fly straight after you've caught it?
Not the same one, but you do find them stacked in there.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Just keep doing your best. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Do we tell him?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's keep getting up, love.
Do this bit, yeah, up here, yeah.
I've already been up.
Surely that'll get eaten. Just like that.
Nate Behrens
Oh, I'm sure.
on
Oh my
YouTube
golly, this
said,
is really I
is
love
Tom
this really
using
fishing.
an F
Focus on this,
fly
love. Too good.
CDC?
Oh, get it in the net. I got stuck on the tree out there.
Earlier
Yeah,
on,
it's a CDC split wing Tom's using.
Jarman fishing. Tom Jarman fishing. It's on YouTube. Shameless.
Oh, you get out of these trees.
What are the scores now?
The scores are 15-4.
Yeah, he's under. No, it's in the bottom.
Yeah, so back to you, Lubin. What did you say that you said something about some split something?
Yeah, so Tom's using a split wing CDC pattern, so mayfly imitation. It's good because it floats high, and the fish. I know Tom said that he didn't like the fish eating it, but it's a really good pattern because the fish love to eat them. I just missed one. Just fishing a calm seam on the other side, and he's just pulled another one out of there.
Yep.
It's actually really nice to watch. It might have been a bit hard to see, but he just swung his rod underneath the willow in the middle of the river to get the fish in a bit easier spot to land.
Yep.
Nice.
Another fish on. Fish on.
I think it's 16-4, Tom.
How much further up's this spot there, Corey?
should be coming onto it shortly. I usually cut the section out when I go there.
Yep.
I'll come around the trees where I was trying to talk Leanne to go through.
Tom's on again.
Straight past Ollie.
Tom's on again.
Ollie.
Oh, that,
we talked
that
about
hurts.
that happening.
Yep.
Has he broken his rod?
No, he's just up in the tree. Did you get it? No.
You might just have to help me up this over this tree, love. That's all. Well,
yeah.
So we've got 25 minutes to go.
You're big and strong.
25 minutes to go, Tom.
We've also got
8 or 9 probably.
Noah Shapiro's jumped on. He's up against Florent on the weekend, and he's asking is Florent fishing Tasmania too? the way Tom's pulling him out.
Ollie's on a fish.
Ollie's on a fish.
There's a fish for Ollie. Yep.
Fish for Ollie. After he sees this, he might try and buy a plane ticket.
5 now. Keep going, love. You're doing good.
Well, that was my fifth just there.
Well, I don't know, love. They're counting. You don't worry. You just fish.
Yeah. We've got him for 5. So this
Tom's just going to a single nymph. He's got these
There's another fish for Ollie.
Pockets.
Fish for Ollie.
Another fish for Ollie.
This is that spot you're obviously talking about there, Corey.
It looks like it. There is a fresh tree down. I haven't been there for a number of years, but it looks like the open spot. And like I suggested earlier, there's going to be a lot of small fish jammed in those pockets. So he doesn't want to just catch one and move on. He's got to stay there. There could be 3 or 4 fish in those tiny pockets.
Yeah. And how many fish do you give it before you try and move on?
Oh,
How many
I'll definitely work the angles. Some of these pockets can hold 6 or 7 fish. Obviously, as you catch one, you're playing that fish, it scatters them. Sometimes they drop back, sometimes they drop over into the next little hole.
Tom's on another one.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, another fish for Tom.
Fish for Tom.
Really beautiful soft seam on the other side there.
We've got Florence come on, and he's seen the comment, and Noah and Florence are into it.
Booking flights, are they?
No, Florence come on and said nope, but the Victoria's not too bad.
Good job, man.
Fish for Tom. I think the trash talking has started for the next game.
It hasn't even got into what I'd say is a good seam yet, but we'll see. They might all be on the other side.
Fish on for Ollie. Oh,
Fish for Ollie.
No, off.
We lost him.
Yep.
I don't know whether the viewers watched there, but when Ollie struck, he struck vertically straight up. The fish lifted and bounced, and that's when the fish dropped. He needed to keep rolling his rod over as the fish jumped.
Oh, Ollie, help me, love. When we get to that tree.
Pardon?
That's
I
the
think
whole
you're
idea.
right. You haven't done the other side yet.
Try and keep the fish in the water. Don't let it jump.
Yeah,
The
if you're going to jump, you need to remove your rod from the bounce, extend away from yourself.
Yeah. We've got 21 and a half minutes to go.
21 and a half minutes to
Tom.
go. I might just need your help getting back in the river here, love. It's quite deep. What? It's what? No, I know.
Now, I know Ollie.
Oh.
I reckon it's got up a GoFundMe page for Leanne Bassett. Get her on.
Thanks, Leanne.
Ready?
Making her a cup of tea tonight.
Oh, that's great work.
I think I'll be making Mum a cup of tea tonight as a thank you.
Hey,
I might need a wine, Ollie. I might need a wine, love.
Yeah, something a bit stronger than a tea, I think.
I reckon.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
We might just have to go through here.
gotta say.
Tom's just making a fly change now.
Never mind. We're here.
Oh.
We've got to get back out too.
What fly Leuven is Tom changing to?
Where did you go to, Tom? Tag nymph? It would be
River nets.
I think.
Your net's stuck, love. Well, how far up are you going? Yeah.
I think the biggest change in
I can't. There's a
like
big
these
fence
rivers you
there,
can
love.
make is
No,
going from say
there's
like
a
a
fence. I couldn't get
fishing
through
a
it.
copper bead to a silver or
Yep.
a gold more so than the actual fly pattern
Yeah.
itself.
Yep.
So I've got to go all the way back to the car.
Sean Crocker. That's dedication by Mum.
And now, Tommy, I've got to go back up onto the. Oh.
So the score is 18-6.
Well, you've got a really good bit under the trees up
Okay,
here.
just try here. I'll just try and get through. You keep going.
Probably a big one in there. This next pocket looks really good.
I'd like to see Tom hook onto a trophy fish in there. 10 pound plus.
Yeah.
Got a bit of room to play with now. Leuben, can you ask Tom what it's like to open his cast now?
What was that?
Can you ask Tom what it's like to actually open his cast up now? And
Yeah.
feel freedom?
It feels good.
Fish on.
Fish for Tom.
Fish for Tom.
It'll probably be hard to see. Big, lots of caddis kicking around now.
What do you find, Corey, is a bit like? What do you like to fish? Times of the day. What's your favourite time of the day to try and fish? If you're fishing the river.
I like to be on the river all day. Some guys in New Zealand won't hit the river till 10. They like to wait for the sun to hit the water and the insect life to start moving. Some of the best fish I've caught in my life have been just on dawn. So for me, it doesn't matter so much. But at the moment, it's so hot where I live, you're getting really good fishing in the morning. And at about 11, it slows down till about 6 at night. And then it comes back on again.
So you've got that log jam, Tom, just above this bit, right. And then you've got some sort of shaly, ripply water with willows on the left-hand side from memory. Yeah, you get fish in there.
Looks like.
You got that bit in there, looks really good.
Oh.
How tight do those fish sit under those trees, Corey or Leuben?
Oh, it's amazing. Like the hardest spots to fish, they'll be stacked in there more so than the open bits for sure.
With these particular spring streams that Ollie's fishing, in your head you would think that these log structures would offer cover, but wherever these log structures are, they don't often sit there. I think the flow breaks the current up, breaks the feed lanes up, so there's no consistent feed lane. They can't just sit there and feed, so they're not often around the logs.
Yeah,
I think you find the cover being overhead. They, if they've got cover overhead, they're willing to go and sit out in the open stuff.
No, I don't know, love.
Sean Crocker jumped on. Weather looks better than the World Fly Fishing Championships last year in Tassie.
Ollie's on.
The weather's much nicer.
Fish for Ollie.
Fish for Ollie. Yeah, Tassie weather is very unpredictable.
Yeah. Got 16 minutes, Tom.
Go.
What are the scores now?
7-19.
If you look around the corner, it ain't pleasant.
Well, you're just going to
Another fish for Tom.
Another fish for Tom.
Get going here, love. It's nice and
in the net.
Oh, I think, how many's Ollie up to now?
Ollie's on 7.
Ollie's on 7. You got 20, I think. Yeah.
Leuben, what sort of numbers were you expecting? Were you expecting this sort of numbers?
Yeah, we expected 15, I think. So, this is more probably. It's I reckon it's on par with what we expected. This bit I fished the other day, and it was stacked with fish, so that was the decision to come here. Another fish for Tom.
Always one for Ollie. It's a bit bigger.
Fish for Ollie. Fish for Ollie. When you're playing fish, Corey, in these when it's quite fast water,
I'm not really going to go.
What's the best for anyone that's sort of just starting and they've got a fish on? Is the best thing to try and keep the fish upstream from where you are?
Yeah, don't let the fish get downstream of you in fast current. if they do get downstream, you have to change the angle, usually by moving your
Not
feet.
super deep, but they're there. Should be one there.
By running downstream to get side on, you can turn their head and then go back to controlling them. If they do get too far downstream and you can't move as such, there might be a bluff there or big logs. Drop your rod tip right in the water and you'll be surprised how easily they'll swim straight back upstream. If you keep the rod tip up high, though, in fast water, you'll never get a fish from below you back upstream. Unless, of course, it's small.
Good. Dave Hempels. Dave Hempels just jumped on and he said that Ollie's in a nice looking spot now.
Yeah, he knows he's behind on the scoreboard and he's put in a lot of effort. So he is hurrying through this a bit. I'd like to see him to slow down because he is getting fit.
Slow down. Ollie? Corey said slow down. Not earlier in the year, mid last year when I did first round of this, Josh, I was looking for active fish. It was the middle of winter, so I wasn't going to sit there and try and wake fish up and spend too much time. But I chose a section of river where I could just keep going. So Ollie's in a tight bind where he can't keep going. So he's just got to slow it down. There'll be fish there and they'll be active. Fish. He's got another one.
He's got a fish on. Fish in the net.
What am I on now? 10?
About
He's on 9.
9.
He's on 9.
9.
What's Tom on?
I don't know. You
Tom
just keep
is
going.
on 21.
You just keep, just
and we've
keep
got
going.
12 and a half minutes
12
to
and a
go.
half minutes. See?
Yep, 12 and a half minutes, Tom.
It's 1 a minute.
12 and a half.
Okay. Well, slow down. You're doing good. Well, you're making the most of it. That's all you can do.
We did hear from Ollie Corey that he had this spot in mind the whole time. Plenty of fish. Is that another fish? Oh, thumbs over.
Where's your line, love? Did it go off your...
The bit where you got over the log, I think, is it? Coming up. Oh, no, he's still got a good...
There.
Hey, Lubin, tell us about the snakes in this part of Tasmania. I mean, Tom's just bowling through the logs there.
Hey.
Got his fish.
What was that, Corey, about the states?
Hey, quick.
I got a fish, Josh.
Keep going.
Yeah, got you, Ollie. Yeah, the snakes.
Oh, yeah, there's heaps of snakes here. Yeah, lots of big tigers, copperheads.
Fish?
Yep, Tom got another fish.
Fish, Tom.
So Tom's
here.
not worried about bowling into those logs and just running up to them on a hot, sunny day.
Yeah, well, I almost ran into one the other day. We were here. We actually filmed one of our episodes last year, and I had a big snake swim across the river and, pass a visit. They seem quite fearless over here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be fearless.
Tom's got another one.
Tom's on another one.
Oh, and I saw another one in there too, Tom. Yeah, I imagine in that there would be a few snakes.
I've actually, up in the Western Lakes in Tasmania, I've seen snakes tiger snakes get their head in under the rocks, under the water, looking for frogs and stuff. They're pretty crazy over there.
Absolutely.
We have...
It's pretty rare to get,
The
for the amount of
caught over here.
very few people get bitten.
Yeah. 10 minutes to go.
10 minutes.
10 minutes to go, Tom.
Did you get that, Ollie? It's all right. You can't really move. Are you going to go up there?
There was, but he yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you didn't eat it.
What sort of weight nymph, Corey, would you be fishing where Ollie is right now?
So it is
3 mil bead or?
yeah, it's quite a deceptive. All these rivers around that region are quite deceptively fast and deep in spots. If you fish thickish tippet, the fish aren't super tippet shy, but you'll never get down because of the drag on the tippet diameter. So you do have to fish quite fine if you want to get a nice drift. And he will probably be fishing a 3.5 in those holes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty sick. Nice job. So Tom
He said he's fishing 0.12.
The real tight pocket there and pulled the fish out.
Hang on, they're talking, Ollie. Ollie said he's fishing 0.12.
0.12.
There can be some bigger fish in all these streams, as you saw in my midwinter session. They were all big then because they were obviously on the spawning job. But they are still around. So if he gets one of those bad boys with 0.12 tippet and probably running a 3-weight rod, he's in this sort of overgrown situation. It's going to...
Yeah, I reckon you've only got, I think, 8 minutes left.
8 minutes now, love. Oh, it's another fish.
Fish for Ollie.
I'm just making a change to nymph under dry. I have no idea.
Keep fishing, Ollie.
Is there, Corey, is there an advantage with a nymph under a dry, or would you?
Keep going, love. Just
Is that your best go-to, or would it be best to go like 2 nymphs if you're starting out?
If you're starting out, and as these boys are,
I'm just raising there, Tom.
Like it, say if you're a novice, or you've been fly fishing for, say, I don't know, you're into your 2nd year,
yeah,
and yeah, that sort of range.
I would definitely recommend more to lean towards the dry nymph or the indicator nymph. If they're not taking dry's fly as such, and you're in more boisterous water where you need a lot of flotation, you can run just a straight indicator because that's not going to be getting eaten. But if there's a chance of a fish taking the indicator, then run with a dry fly pattern of choice. So this is really nice water that Ollie's in now, and he should have been there a lot earlier than now.
Yeah.
As Tom alluded to earlier on, he dry nymphed through that simply because he could set his drift. Whereas with the nymph, with say Euro nymphing, it is harder to learn to set your drift and have contact in the early stages of your development.
Yeah.
Leon, where Ollie's fish standing right now, did he cover that water first?
No, I don't think so. Oh, he's got one on, yeah.
Fish on for Ollie. Fish for Ollie.
Yep, they got that.
If you can see that little sand lip just in behind Ollie where he's standing, that's where a lot of fish will hold, but he unfortunately walks straight into it. So you can push a lot of fish out, turn a lot of fish off. Hopefully in them up.
Yeah, such an important thing here too is that you will get those fish sitting in, 20, 30 centimetres of water on the edge. And the worst thing you can do is just walk straight in.
So we've just got 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
5 minutes left. Fish on for Ollie.
So everyone watching right now, don't forget semi-final 2 is coming up over the weekend. It's Florent up against Noah. Florent will be in Victoria, Australia, and Noah will be over there in the USA, over in Colorado. That's going to be another great match. So stay tuned on all the socials for the times to view that one.
Corey said where you're standing, there's normally fish.
Tom's up to some interesting stuff there, Leuven.
What was that, Corey?
Tom's up to some interesting stuff. What was he doing right under that canopy there? Was he
He's just noticed a log on the other side there, and he's just going through there, but didn't get any. Now he's come up to a really nice soft bit of water. Oh, I just missed one. I expect to be a fish in here, for sure. Actually feeling a bit of warmth sitting here. I'm thinking about those snakes, Corey.
What's warmth, Leuben? 10 degrees?
Well, my wife and I have been in summer since July, so coming down to Tassie and it being 20 degrees is freezing, basically.
Once you start thinking about snakes in Tassie, that's when you start to see them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So just under 4 minutes to go.
Fish on for Ollie.
Fish for Ollie.
Got 4 minutes to go, Tom.
4 minutes, love.
You see that refusal?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you haven't got much time, so but don't rush through it, really.
Chris Medwin's just come on and he said, great decision to fish the Tiana, Tom. Well done. I think previously he was going to fish the meander.
Yeah. Surely in there's got to be one. It's funny how you go through a bit of a dead zone sometimes. Yeah, I know. Says dead zone. Fish for Tom. They're asking if you're going to fly back to Tassie for the final, Tom. Island.
Tom will end up playing the winner out of Florent and Noah as well, but the winner of this game will get the ticket to Ireland, the world final. So we have just over 2 minutes to go.
Over 2 minutes, Tom.
Yep.
Corey, do you know the spot that Ollie was going to fish before he had to change spots to this location?
Yeah, it's the same river, but it's about 5 kilometres upstream. And it meanders through a little paddock as the reserve, and it's actually got a lot of twists and bends. So the fish stack in there. And it's a lot more open. Leanne wouldn't have had the issues of trying to climb through a gorge.
No, I would have been able to have my feet dry. And my pants and my stomach.
In terms of fish numbers, they're pretty much both the same. It's just the other spot would be a lot more manageable. Ollie dropped 20 minutes trying to get through that spot for one fish. You know.
We have just over a minute to go.
Just over a minute, Tom.
1 minute, Ollie.
Oh, look at that bit. Oh, that's going to get eaten.
Can they snag another one?
Can he pull in the last minute?
Maybe not if he's stuck up there.
He got hungry and he eyed up the run and forgot about the tree.
Here we go.
He's got 35 seconds.
35 seconds.
Hang around my right. Right in the middle.
That's the spot.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, Ollie.
Tom's on.
Oh.
Yeah, another fish for Tom. You got that fish of Tom's?
Yep.
Yep.
The clock has paused. The clock has paused. We've got 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is game over.
Stop, love.
Awesome stuff, guys. We had a bit of trouble there with the clock in the last 30 seconds, but we managed. Wow, let's we're down there with Tom already. Ollie's got a bit to come back. Tom, mate, congratulations, buddy.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
you now have a ticket to the world final, mate. And you.
Thank you very much. That's awesome. That's good.
That's
well
right.
done to Ollie as well. I don't know how he went. I didn't
Tom
really
says
hear
well
the
done to
score.
Ollie.
Yeah,
Tom.
it sounded tough.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Ollie ended up with 13. You ended
Yeah,
up with
13.
25. Was
13
was
and
your
25.
25? Was that what you were hoping for? Is that what you were thinking you were going to get?
Well, I got 2 last time I did this, so 25 is pretty good. Nah, I think, look, I've never fished this little spot before, and Lubin caught a lot here pre-fishing for the Compy one just recently, and he was like, it's fresh, so yeah, go there and just pick your eyes out of it. So yeah, I don't know. I was hoping for 10, but yeah, you know, they were just there, and if they're there and they're eating, you can get lucky. So yeah.
Nice. So what were you using? What did you catch a majority of? Was it
Caught,
a dry?
The split wing caught a few that I didn't want. It got the dry always gets the better fish normally. I got them on a little like 16 heron partridge there with a rose gold bead. Then I caught them on a silver beaded black fly there, but that's literally the top. What my vest is there. I mean, that's what I rolled through. But the fly, I caught them on 3 different nymph patterns, so that doesn't matter. It's just about getting the depth right and just mixing it up. So, yeah.
Nice. Awesome stuff. You got any questions for him there, Corey?
Yes, he just mentioned the depth there, Tom.
Yeah.
These fish aren't actively working the columns. You've got to go to them.
You can. I don't know. It's a hard one because Tassie fish sit so shallow, so you normally don't have to worry about that because there's like, yeah, they're normally on the edge anyway. But you can be beneath them, I think, is a risk, and that's why I was happy to fish Nymphalo dry, because if they wanted to eat it dry and I was just nymphing, you'd leave a lot of fish behind, and people always fall into the trap of just Euro nymphing when there are other ways to do it. So I just made sure I covered off those bases there. Yeah.
Okay, well done and congratulations.
Cool, thank you.
Well done, Tom. Let's head over to Ollie. Ollie, mate, bit unlucky there, buddy. We
Yeah, there's not really much luck in this, to be really honest with you. I wasn't in the right place, and really well done to Tom. He did really good. But seriously, a big thanks to my mum. You guys might have seen her going. She's gone up to almost her neck through the water. Where just everywhere around here is covered in blackberries. My waders are covered in blackberries now. Okay, not ideal. But big thanks to my mum. She really pulled through with the camera duties.
Yeah, no, top work.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of knew straight away that I wasn't gonna. I could hear Tom's numbers coming through, and I just realized pretty quickly I wasn't going to be able to keep up. So I just thought I just kind of set a number. I was like, let's try and get to 15, just do the best I can. And yeah, I snapped off a lot of flies. It wasn't really the ideal spot. Got to, but that's hindsight, eh? Hindsight is 2020, really.
Yeah.
So next time, hopefully, I would have liked to have gone to a different place, which would have been, I probably would have been a bit more competitive with Tom if I'd gone there. I fished there actually this afternoon and caught quite a few, but then the service died, so we came here, but we just got to make the best of it. It was good fun. So thanks very much for organising it, Josh, and Corey, thanks for commentating, and well done, Tom, again. Great luck in the final, mate, and enjoy Ireland.
Thanks, Ollie. We need to go for a fish soon.
Mate, we just wait till that travel bubble opens up. You got to come over. I'll take you to some good spots.
Yeah, for sure, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be great. Hey, thank you. Cheers, guys.
Awesome. Nice work there, Ollie. Unlucky again, and thanks for your mum again for camera duties. She did
That's okay.
awesome
My
job.
pleasure.
She's wet. She's wet up to here. It's pretty gnarly kind of water. It's pretty short and deep. Poor mum. She didn't sign up for this, I don't think. The other spot there was like a nice flat bit. We had the deck chair already. It was going to be sweet. And then Poor mum ended up having to go through all the blackberry.
Never mind.
Nice. Awesome. Well, unlucky again, mate. Thanks for competing, and
Hey, no problem.
hopefully we'll see you in the future again.
Yep. Oh, series 3, eh?
Just
Next time.
Just stay on the line there.
Yeah.
I want to say a big thanks. Let's head over to Corey. Corey, mate, say a big thanks for jumping in again. They all love you over here on the commentating. We get quite a few comments coming through. We want Corey back. So thanks again, mate, for your time.
No, my pleasure. It was really good to watch these two duke it out. Ollie's the up-and-coming star of New Zealand fly fishing competition. Tom's, like I said earlier, he's one of the top dogs over there. He's actually one of the best fly fishermen in the world. So it was really good to watch the two and how they approach this water. For Tom, hats off, because he'd never fished the water before. So to pull that many fish, it's well done.
Nice.
But I think the difference here from my point of view is you had two classy fishermen working together. Tom worked off Lubin's intel, and they worked together, and they not only found the spot, but they had a way to approach it together. Whereas Ollie, his mum did fantastic, but his mum's not a fisherman. Perhaps if he had somebody else there to bounce off, it would have been a closer game.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, mate. Thanks for your time again, and hopefully we'll see you in the future.
You'll always see me.
Well, awesome. Well, thanks again. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you jump on that offer that Meander Fly Coves has put out for all the viewers. Jump on their website, on their web store. They've actually got a discount for all the viewers, 15% on checkout. Put in the discount code FFL15, and also they're putting in another order from Sandro in the next couple of weeks. So they're the guys there gonna also put the 15% on any pre-orders. So jump on the website, give Stay tuned. We have another great guest on board with us. You'll see him. He made the finals of Series 1, and he's got a lot of knowledge behind him as well. So tune in on over the weekend. Stay tuned on looking at the socials for the times. And thanks again for watching. Until the weekend, we will see you then. The new Fishcoin game is a global, interactive, real-time fishing mobile application by which two players can play against each other anywhere in the world. They play for Fishcoins to move up the leaderboard in their region to be able to win some prizes. Let's take a look. Whenever you go fishing, all you do is open up the Fishcoin app. Make sure you have enough Fishcoins in your Fishcoin wallet. If not, you can choose from any of the Fishcoin packages. Once you've done this, you can click on Active Maps and search for any active players anywhere in the world. You can click on them to see their profile and stats. From here, you can send them a game request. Now all you need to do is set up the game. Choose how many Fishcoins you want to play for, then send request. This will notify the player with a sound, and that player can choose to accept or decline the game request. The player accepted, and now you have a 1 hour fishing competition between each other for the Fishcoin prize pot. When you catch a fish, take a picture of that fish, and this will give you a fish score in Fishcoins, and a bonus for small, medium or large. The opponent will get a notification whenever a fish has been caught. All fish caught during the game are scored accordingly. The last 10 minutes of the game, all fish scores are worth double fish coins. At the end of the game, the player with the most fish coin score wins the prize pot. And can share it on any social media platform. Welcome to the new Fishcoin game.